In a tweet last night, Jullian Assange said he would be willing to extradite himself to the United States on condition that in the last week of his term, President Obama would release Chelsea Manning from prison. It has become quite of a tradition that in the last week of a president's rule, he would release several prisoners from prison. In a shortlist that was leaked last week, it became clear that Chelsea Manning is on the list to be released by Obama. Chelsea Manning is mostly known for information that she released about Iraq and Afghanistan wars. The most striking of these revelations was a helicopter attack by the US Army in which 12 people were killed, including 2 people from press bureau Reuters. A lot of these details showed about drone strikes and double taps, more specifically, attacks that would specifically target first responders such as policemen, medical aides and journalists, which is quite clearly a war crime. She was arrested and in 2010 sentenced to serve 35 years in prison. As a whistleblower, her time in prison has not been kind to her. She has tried to commit suicide 2 times already. And as a result of that, prison guards have become even more cruel to her. They put her in isolation for months at a time, saying that it was a punishment for disobeying the rules, for trying to kill herself. This can, quite honestly, be considered torture. I mean, isolation is a horrible form of punishment. You have no contact with the outer world, and it is horrible for your mental condition. And for someone who has already tried to kill themselves, putting them in isolation will only make their state of mind worse. So instead of giving her the mental health care she needed, they were deliberately punishing her for being upset, being depressed. And why is she being punished? She did the right thing. She released information to the American public about things that they should be known to. They should be allowed to know what their government is doing with their money. If a government is killing civilians in your name, you would like to know about it. The documents that Manning released to WikiLeaks clearly helped raise a discussion in America with the public, and it showed to the world, it showed to the press what was going on behind closed doors. And as a result, Chelsea Manning was directly responsible for change in some of the policies and some of the training that US officials went through and helped improve the drone program. Clearly, releasing Chelsea Manning from prison now, immediately, is the right thing to do. And I really hope Obama does this in his last days as President of the United States. But I also want to talk about Jullian Assange and what a brave thing it is that he is doing at the moment. Because as we speak, he is confined in the embassy of Ecuador in London, and he has been there for years now because he is scared that if he goes to Sweden, where he is facing rape charges, Sweden will hand him over to the United States, where he will be facing trials for leaking things to WikiLeaks. Same as Chelsea Manning, and he'll probably be convicted, same as Chelsea Manning, and he'll probably have to spend a long time in jail, just as Chelsea Manning. So basically, he's willing to trade his freedom for hers. He is willing to go to jail for possibly decades so she can get out. I think that is really a brave thing to be doing, and I think the sign of a true hero. It is sad that America has such brave heroes, but is putting them away in jail rather than celebrating them for their actions and for who they really are. Let's just hope that Obama will do the right thing, the only right thing, and release Chelsea Manning right away.